Morning again, everybody. Here is our second video to walk us through perpetual inventory counting and costing systems. This time we're going to go through and do LIFO. You already watched the video on the FIFO. This time LIFO, which again stands for last in, first out, is going to be a little bit different than the previous video that we watched. Now, what I've gone through and done already is I've gone through and I've just accounted for beginning inventory March 1st and March the 2nd in the chart already. These actually are no different than the previous example. Okay, here in the beginning inventory we have $1,000. Then we add 25 units at $10 each. That gives us 125 units at $10, which is 1,250. And we had a sale of 50 units that $10 each gives us a total cost of 500. Again, remember, this isn't the price we're dealing with. This is actually the cost of the units to purchase for inventory. That's the number that I place here. So 550 times 10 gives us 500. That leaves 75 units times $10. That's $750 in total sitting in our ending inventory. Then on March the 4th, we have another purchase of 100 units times $11. And remember before, you want to make sure that they're separated out. So 75 times 10 is 750. And we purchased 100 units more at $11. And that gives us $1,100. Okay, so again, remembering, just like before, we want to make sure that we break out these two separate cost amounts so that we have an idea what's going to be used when we're using the last in, first out inventory method, which is exactly what's going to happen on March the 10th, because we have a sale of 150 units. Well, previously what we did was we used the first purchases, these 75 units, in FIFO, because that was the first stuff that came in. Right. The second half, for this stuff here, for LIFO, what we're going to be using is actually these 100 units to start with. So 100 units times 11 equals $1,100. Okay? There's another 50 units to go. That comes straight from this $10 unit. So 50 times 10 is 500. That's what our cost of goods sold is. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Remember, again, I'm taking these 100 units and I'm putting them right here. Since it's last in, first out, the last stuff we bought is the first stuff that's got to go out the door. And then, of course, we've got our 50 units still remaining to get us to the magic number 150. That comes from the 75 units that cost $10 each. That, again, also affects our ending inventory. We've got 25 units of the 75 units still sitting there, but they're costing at $10 each. So that gives us an ending inventory figure of $250. Okay. Now, on March 11th, we had another purchase of 150 units at $12 each. That gives us a total cost of that purchase of $1,800. That means that is we've got 25 units at $10 and 150 units that we just purchased at $12 each. Oops, 1 second. Okay, realizing that this is the last purchase, the 150 units at $12. So if we make another sale, which we're about to on March the 17th, that is the inventory that has to be affected. That is the inventory that gets taken out first, at least in a representative sense, and last in, first out. So we have 115 units. They're going to come all from the $12 units purchase that we had just previously. And that gives us a cost of goods sold on this purchase of $1,380. Okay. Now, hopefully this isn't going to get too confusing, but remember, we haven't used, let me switch pens here for just a quick second. We haven't used $25, the $25 $10 units yet, right? That's still sitting in inventory because it's last in, first out. That's the oldest stuff. It's still sitting there. So that's going to remain in ending inventory for now. And of course, we used up 115 of the 150 units. So that leaves us with 35 of those left over. So 35 times 12, because they're $12 each, gives us 420 bucks. Okay, now if we take totals here, add up this column here, the 500, the 1,100, the 500, and the 1,380, that gives us a cost of goods sold of 3,480. And this total here of these two numbers, and again, I'm going to change colors, these two figures here, the 250 plus the 420, which gives us $670. That's our ending inventory. All right, the 25 units times 10, which equals 250 bucks. The 35 units times $12 a unit, which equals 420. That gives us combined $670 in ending inventory when I just add these two numbers that are still sitting in inventory at the end of the transactions. Okay, guys, that's last in, first out. Hopefully you had a chance to walk through with the worksheet. If you didn't, maybe you can restart the video, print off the worksheet, and try it again. Next video up will be average costing. Thanks.